Hi, my name is Adam Wolfe. I'm the co-founder of Chroneme. I feel like in life we wear so many different masks, you know, and that we're a different version of ourselves in front of different people. You're a different version of yourself in front of your family, in front of your coworkers, in front of your friends. And I want to take this opportunity to take off that mask and for you to see who I truly am. Let's talk about why now. And I think there's a lot of people that I know a lot of people have asked me, like, why would you leave UWM? And it's a complicated answer. I think that on paper, I have the job that every kind of lawyer wants, right? Like I'm the chief legal officer of a publicly traded company. I work with people that I love. I have great discretion over the things that I work on. I feel like I get a lot of job satisfaction. I check all the boxes, right? And I think that then the answer to that for most people would be, then why would you leave? When you have everything that you want, why would you leave? Why would you walk away? Ultimately, being a lawyer at a publicly traded company, as much as on paper it makes sense, and I think I'm very good at it, it limits my ability to create. And I think the person that I am, like when you take off all the masks of like, who are you? Like who are you really? Like the version of yourself when you're at your home with your family, who that person is a different mask than the mask that I want to continue to wear every single day as a lawyer. And my desire to create and build something special that has impact on society, impact on people's lives personally, goes way beyond what I'm doing right now. And the reality is I'm willing to take that risk. And I'm willing to walk away from the opportunity that I have, because that desire to do more is so great that I can't not do it. And and then the question is like, well, if you felt that way, and maybe you felt that way for a while, it's something that's kind of in your soul, then why the end of July, like 2026? Like if that's you've been at this place 10 years, why would you wait till July 2026? And the reality for me is that a couple things. One, I met the perfect partner who compliments me in every way that needs to be complimented. He's the exact opposite of everything that I am. He is a brown guy from Pakistan who's a doctor and an IT guy. I'm a white guy from the Midwest who's a lawyer and a business guy. Like could not be completely opposite. But in every single thing that matters, we're the same. We have the same values, we have the same goals, we have the same desires, we have the same motivation, and we have the same belief that we're going to do whatever it takes to make our business successful. So that's kind of the first thing. So like the stars kind of aligned with that. I think the other piece is I am damn good at giving advice. Like, I'm sorry, I hope that doesn't sound arrogant, but what I do very, very well and have done for many years is advise people. I've advised multiple billionaires on how to run their businesses. I've advised many people on their careers. I've advised many people as to their kind of personal decisions at home. I'm pretty damn good at it. I'm not so good at listening to my own advice. And they say like a lawyer represents himself as a fool for a client. Well, I think I've taken that too far. So a few weeks ago, I was on a walk with my wife, and we're talking through kind of the scenarios of me walking away, and the risks and the benefits and the changes that will happen in our lives, and kind of the jumping off of the cliff, as I've heard a few entrepreneurs say. And she said literally the smartest thing that is just so simple, and I don't understand why I didn't catch it to now. And she said, what would you advise your son? I have a son who's 16 years old. And she said, what would you advise him? If he was coming to you with this dilemma, what would you tell him? And I told her exactly what I would advise him. And then she looked at me and she said, then that's what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do. And it was like, oh my gosh, of course that's what I'm going to do. And so it really struck me at that point in time that this was the time, and I needed to get on the plane or it was going to leave without me. I often get the question of why at the age of 43 I would have gone back and gone to school as a executive at a top company with a large team, making good money. Why would I go back to school after having already gone to law school? People thought I was crazy. But the reason behind it is that I'm a lifelong learner. And I want to go through life in a way that I'm always learning. I want to be 90 years old and learning from others, because I feel like we can always improve, we can always get better, but then I can learn something and give it back. And for me, going to business school at Northwestern was that opportunity, an opportunity to continue to learn and meet new people that I might otherwise not have the opportunity to meet. And that's where I met Z. So Zohaib and I met, I call him Z, partially Z. I don't know if you know this, because I honestly didn't know how to pronounce your name at first, and I thought it was just easier to say Z. So sorry about that. But no, I think it stuck. So with Z, he was one of the first people I met at Northwestern Kellogg. And we hit it off almost immediately on a personal level, because he's a very deep individual. And I think we think about life and family and our impact on both of those things very similar. He's got a kind heart and he's a good man. And so I think for that, it was very much a personal relationship. And I think that kind of continued to drive forward through the time in business school. But what's interesting is we kept coming back and back to like challenges that we had in our own lives and our goals for our families and for our futures and for our careers. And the more layers we peeled back, the more we discovered how similar we were on a personal level, yet how different we were from the talents that we bring to the table. And one of the things that I think about when I build teams is the importance of diversity and how important it is to have many different ways of thought. Like if you think about building a house, you need a carpenter and you need a plumber and you need an electrician and you need an architect. And you don't necessarily need one person to do all those things, but you want good people at every level. And the more that we started peeling back the layers, the more we discovered that the two of us together provided so many of those things that didn't necessarily overlap. But what really overlapped is our vision and our mission and our purpose. And I remember one particular day at school when we just kind of had this realization of, this could be a great professional and business opportunity for us to work together. And the way Z is and the way that I am was literally within a 5-minute period, we decided that that's what we were going to do. It's not a simple thing, because I think people understand AI and health tech as it exists today in a category. It's kind of like everything fits within a simple box. It's like, a certain technology fits within this box. It's like, you containerize it. But what we're building is so different that there's nothing to compare it to. So you don't have the thing to draw on. I mean, we can tell you we're building an AI model, but look, everybody and their brother who's heard AI is now building an AI model. They're taking an LLM and they're wrapping it and they're claiming it's an AI company. And that's something that I feel like we're going to have to fight, because it's this kind of skepticism of like, you're just another AI company. Someone else who's trying to build an AI company. Yes, AI is going to be transformational, but like, why is yours different? The big players, OpenAI, Claude, Google, they're just going to gobble everybody else up. I mean, I think that's the the perception that we're fighting. But I think what's being lost in all that is we're not trying to build the same thing that everyone else is trying to build. That's what's different. Like there's this big kind of grouping of companies and people that are building this thing, and they're all trying to like add more power to the thing that they're building. It's like a faster and faster and faster car. But we're not even building a car. We're building a different type of transportation to take you somewhere else. And that's why it's a hard explanation, because you understand what a car looks like. And if I tell you that I'm building a car, you understand a car. But if I tell you I'm building a different form of transportation that you've never experienced, like, beam me up Scotty on Star Wars, you can't comprehend it, because it's a totally different thing. And that's why I'm struggling to convey how different and special we are to the world. And I think the only way that I can really, really do it is to say that we're building a new category. Like, yes, it's an AI model, but it's a completely different type of model that has a different use case. Like the current models are very broad-based. It's like a shotgun approach, and they get more powerful and more powerful. They're general use. We're like the rifle or a scalpel. And we don't care about all those other things. We care about accuracy. We care about the same answer every time. We care about being able to explain why the decision was made. And those functions apply in areas such as medicine, where you can't have the wrong answer. And the way that we're building it is not just so that you can say like, oh, I now know that I had this symptom, but I have this disease. What we're saying is, no. We can predict the trajectory of where you're going. We're not saying you're not there yet, but that's where you're headed. But you know what? Maybe you can make some decisions in your life, or maybe we can take some actions that make that path change. And instead of going right, you can go left. And to me, that's how we should be approaching medicine, is in ways that we can identify things before they happen so that we can change the outcome. So there's experiences in life that change your perspective on who you are. And for me, that change happened with my son, Luke. After having 2 children, my wife and I were blessed with being pregnant with a third. And I think as you're younger, and lucky enough to have not had issues getting pregnant in the past, you just kind of accept that it happens easily. But for us, the third was quite a challenge. And it weighed heavily on my wife, and frankly, it weighed very heavily on me. And until you go through the experience of the challenge of having a child, I don't think you truly appreciate what you've been given, the gift that you've been given. And for us, that was a major challenge. So it took many years between our second and third child. And unfortunately, the way that it ended was with a loss at birth. And it was devastating for both myself and my wife, and for our whole family. And it kind of sent shockwaves through our whole family. And I think the thing that was most painful about the process is you always wonder the what if. I mean, you wonder the what if this boy had been born, like what would he be like? What things would he enjoy? What experiences would we have together? And you live that over and over and over in your mind. And so for me, after having that experience, I started thinking about the challenges that so many other families have and that they go through. And is there any possible way to prevent those families from having those feelings and having those losses? And that's really where I started going down the rabbit hole of how can we use technology to change outcomes.